Hey guys! So for today's video, as you can probably see by the title, it's going to be my Instagram followers choosing my makeup. I did several polls over on my Instagram for different textures and tones, I guess, of makeup. So I'm going to be going over the results from my poll and doing my makeup accordingly. So if you participated in that over on Instagram, then thank you. I really appreciate it whenever you guys interact on there. It's more fun for me. So the first thing that I asked was, would you prefer dewy skin or matte skin? I actually didn't say what I was asking these questions for, so I feel like it's more like personal preference of my followers. So the result was 43% said dewy skin, 57% said matte, which is really surprising to me because I feel like dewy skin is more in right now, but I know a lot of people deal with oily skin too, so maybe that's more why people like that. I don't know. I go back and forth between the two. I've been into dewy skin a lot since the warmer months, but now that it's getting cooler, I can definitely see matte skin being more popular. So I'm gonna get started with my foundation. So for this video, I'm gonna use the No Poreblem primer from Touch in Sol. So I'm gonna start right in the middle where I get the most oily and where my pores are the largest. That didn't sound right. And then just kind of spread it out from there. For foundation, my favorite matte finish foundation is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This has a good shade range. It's not super drying, but it does have a matte finish, which is what we're looking for here. I do have one from the drugstore that I really like, which is the NARS Sheer Glow, which sounds like it wouldn't be matte, but it definitely is. And then the Colourpop foundation is super matte. It says that it's like a satin finish, but I find that it's very matte. Too matte for me. So I just like to dot my foundation on my face first and then go in with a brush or a sponge to blend it in. And I got way too much on the back of my hand. I'm going to be using a brush. This is from It Cosmetics and it's the Love is the Foundation brush, which is my favorite foundation brush of all time. I think a brush has more full coverage than a sponge. And whenever I think of a matte foundation, I just think it should be more full coverage. Plus, using a brush is so fast. For concealer today, I'm going to go in with the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I think that this has a really good satin to matte finish. I don't want my under eyes to be too dry, so I think that this has a really good mixture. And for that, I'm going in with my Eco Tools sponge. This is the same as the regular green one. This one was just for a holiday collection last year and I never used it until literally this week. And if you want to see my foundation blending techniques and all of that, I have a video where I did a whole base makeup routine. And that's all it is. It's not a full tutorial of a full face of makeup, but it is more in depth of how I apply my foundation and concealer and setting powder. So I will have that linked up here. And then to set my concealer, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is just going to set everything that I put down and also help to maintain the matte finish. And I'm using my sponge to apply this, but I'm not baking. I'm just applying a normal amount, not an over usage of powder that I have to dust away. because I feel like that's too drying for me personally. But again, if you have issues with like a lot of creasing and oiliness, then it might be a good method for you. And I'm just going to take some of that on a fluffy powder brush and set the rest of my face more lightly. So now that I have my foundation down and my hair is looking insane, I'm going to go in with a matte bronzer. This is Private Party from Colourpop. And I'm using this fluffy fan brush that's from Colourpop. It's F13 in case you're interested. And it just does like a nice fat contour. So it's not super precise, it's my style. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you'll know that my screen goes blurry and you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. And then for blush, I'm going to take a mixture of Colourpop's Why Hello with Coralista from Benefit, and this is the Colourpop blush brush. I can't not highlight, but I'm using my Essence Pure Nude highlighter, which is a very natural looking highlight anyway, and it just is going to highlight the high points of the face. It's not making my whole foundation look dewy, if that makes sense. I'm not breaking the rules. And I'm going in with this fan brush from Morphe just so it's more of a light kind of glow. So the next thing is for my eyeshadow. I asked if you would rather, I mean, again, I didn't ask like if you wanted to see me do this in a video, but I asked if you prefer neutral or colorful. Overwhelmingly, the answer was neutral, 91% versus 9%. I think only like 2 people voted for colorful, so you guys don't want to see any color. I think I might do another poll where I ask if you want to see like a wearable colorful look, because the picture that I posted was like super colorful. And I wouldn't even know where to begin on doing something that colorful. It was just more so a visual to go along with the poll. So anyway, either way, we're gonna do a neutral eyeshadow look. It's probably gonna be pretty simple because that's just how I roll. I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe because I feel like it has a lot of neutral options. It does have like one corner of colorful options, but everything else is fairly neutral. So that's what I'm doing today. So my palette doesn't have the shade names on it. If you buy it now, I think it does, but I'm sorry, mine doesn't. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with this shade right here. And I'm just going to put that pretty much all over my lid with a fluffy brush. This brush is from Wet n Wild. I got it at the Dollar Tree. Next, to deepen up the crease, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. I believe it is called Pukey. I think that's the only one that I know the name of because it is my favorite shade in the palette. I just love the mustard yellow shades. So I'm gonna start right in the outer edge and do some circular motions into the crease. So next I am going to put in my outer corner a mixture of this kind of burnt orange, like kind of brick color, with this more chocolatey brown color. Just a little dip in each one. Tap off my brush and I'm just going to dab this right here. And this palette has tons of options for an all over the lid shimmery neutral color. So it's very hard to decide which one I want. I do this like every time I use this palette. I'm like, so many options. So I think what I'm going to do is this gold shade here, and I might mix in the brown. No, I'm just gonna go with the gold. See, it's so hard. And for these, I just use my finger. So I'm just gonna take that same brush I used in the outer corner and just go back in and sort of rebuild that darkness. Now for the under eye area, I'm going to take the shade right here that we used in my crease, and I'm just running that all along the lower lash line. And on a thin little flat brush like this, I'm going to take the chocolatey brown color and just smudge that right in this outer portion. And last thing for eyeshadow and this palette, I'm going to take this first shade right here and put that on my brow bone and in my inner corner. I'm going to line my lower lash line with Mr. Bing from Colourpop. For my upper waterline, I'm going to use Legend from Urban Decay, and just drag that along the top. So I am going to use an eyeliner across my upper lash line, but I did ask if you guys wanted or preferred a wing or no wing. 72% said no wing. So I'm just going to do a little bit. And this is the Jessie's Girl liquid eyeliner, by the way. I didn't say that. And then for mascara, I'm going to use Benefit Roller Lash on the tops and bottoms. So I also asked if your preference was lashes or no lashes, and 49% said no lashes and 51% said lashes. So this is the eye look without false lashes. I am going to put some on because it did technically win, but you know, if you were doing this and you didn't want to apply false lashes, then this is it. The reason I put eyeliner on the top is because I want to do the false lashes. I also think that that's unnecessary unless you're wearing lashes. Like, I just like to have that. It's basically like a safety net of like, if I don't get them close enough to my lash line, they blend in. So just a little tip from me to you on that. The lashes I'm going to be applying today are from Ardell, and they are the Studio Effects Demi Wispies. So I'm using the Duo Brush On Glue that looks like this, and I just put that on across this lash band. What is that? And it's like a neon blue color until it dries. So just give it a little bit with the glue on there, and I make sure I put like a nice little dot on each corner. It's also important to make sure that you measure your lashes and make sure that they fit your eyes before you put the glue on, because you don't want them hanging off the end. I'm not an expert at this, so just know that as we go through this together. So the way that I like to do it is go from above, looking down into a mirror and lining up it's stuck to my thing. So from above, looking up, just place them down and... Okay, so that wasn't a lot of explanation as I was doing it because I had to focus. So this little lash tool is what I like to use. You can use regular tweezers, but that really scares me close to my eye. So I use this and I just place them on there as best as I can, and then I take the end of it and sort of push down so that it touches onto my lash line. Yeah, you can definitely still see the lash band, which is why I like to do the eyeliner across the top, just so that it blends in a little bit more. And even after this dries, you can go in with more black eyeliner because it's like you can kind of see, I don't know if you guys can see, but I can definitely see in the mirror right here that this is not totally black. So, the power of lashes. Let's see if we can make it happen with the other side. Okay, lashes are officially on and drying and heavy as crap. Definitely not my everyday situation. So the last thing that we have is obviously lips. My lips are looking super dead. So I did ask if you guys would rather see a nude or a bold color. Bold was winning for a very long time, but nude pulled ahead. 53% said nude. A bold look with this, like a red lip would look good, like a vampy berry color. So any of those would be really pretty with this. But since nude won, I'm gonna go in with, what is this called? Tiny Chum from Colourpop. They don't make this one anymore, but it is one of my favorite nudes. A similar one is Trap, which is also from Colourpop. It's just a little more brown / purple, and this one is like more nude. So that is coming off a little more purple than I want for this look, so I'm gonna go over top of it with a lippy stick that's also from Colourpop, and it is called She Bad, and it is like a super nudie nude. I really got it to mix with other colors so that it would lighten things. If you don't have a color like this, you could always mix in some concealer. Much more of the nude that I was looking for. Great. So as you can see, my lips are matte currently. I asked if you preferred a matte finish or a glossy, and again, glossy was winning for a very long time. But matte pulled ahead at 61%, so I am going to leave my lips like this, but obviously if you wanted a glossy look, throw some gloss on top of this. It's done. But yeah, I'm gonna zoom out so we can see not my face this close anymore. Alright guys, so that is it for this look. My glamorous gold eye with these eyelashes and this white t-shirt. What a life. Anyway, I really like how this turned out. I really want to say thank you if you participated on my Instagram. This was so much fun, and I actually really am like obsessed with how I look right now, and I don't normally like a nude lip, so thank you. I'm really enjoying this. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm being really weird. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it, and please go follow me on Instagram, so if I want to do something like this again, you guys will get to participate. And please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!